Yeah, it's so important to kind of shift our thinking in this area, right? Because you're absolutely right about the shame piece. You can even hear it in my culture. You stop eating. Stop it. Put that down. You're gonna get fat. People are gonna like you. What? There's so many messages that are overt and covert, right? With many parents and many cultures in general.
Yeah.
And there's
And
a
it's
lot
so,
happening right now, I think, with whole quarantine. What I'm seeing in my practice and what I'm seeing in my community and for myself, and just how food is kind of the only vice that everybody has right now. Food and alcohol. I mean, we could go on, but but for the most part, it's the one that people are using and really struggling with right now, from what I've
yeah.
heard.
Yeah, I was in Austin, and when all of this happened, right, and there was a shelter in place, and people were flocking to grocery stores to buy food. And all I saw was on social media were shelves and shelves of empty shelves, and on the news, empty shelves. And I started panicking, right? And I even thought, am I going to unconsciously? I think I was thinking, there's not enough food. So what I did was, I went to a local grocery store in Austin, and I walked around just for me to see it myself, right? And when I walked in, I saw food everywhere. I saw vegetables, fruits, and I thought to myself, what I was seeing on social media was such a disconnect from what I was seeing in front of me. There was so many food, but that whole idea of, am I not going to have enough? That scarcity, am I going to starve to death, really affected me emotionally to the degree where I got really teary eyed at the grocery store, because I was like, we're going to be okay. There's food. What the message out there is, we are all going to starve to death, right? And that's where, Lisa, from your perspective, what you're saying, there's value in food, right? We need it to survive. It's fuel. And when you think that it's scarce, well, we're not going to have that.
Yeah. And I think it's really a valid point, because I'm even getting messages from people saying, when I go to the grocery store and I can't find what I'm looking for, this brings up so much old stuff of just me restricting myself. And that's why I think it's so important to me that anyone who's struggling with this, I think you deserve to understand the brain science and the physiology behind this, because we are wired to have this relationship with food. And so ultimately, there's stress. This is brain science 101. There's stress and there's stress relief. So our brain is always trying to find the equilibrium between the two. And so when stress goes way up, there are four chemicals that can bring our stress back down: dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins, the happy chemicals. Dopamine and serotonin we get from food, all food, every kind, because we're eating, because we're designed to feel that way around food. So when we get into scarcity mode, and this is true for every time we go on a diet, the brain interprets the diet as a famine.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, I can't believe that it hurts me that there are people struggling with this in chronic yo-yo dieting who don't know that, their brain and their body are connected like that.
Whoa. Wow. That's mind blow. I did not even connect that. I need to get more training.
I'm here for this. This is
Wow. That makes a lot of sense, because so there's that chemical conflict, right, Shelby? I mean, there's that yo-yo effect, but we just don't know that the brain science about it is, they're trying to cope and compete